Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. I'm Jermaine Flood, in with my traveling partners, Jabba the Chat Man and Kamel the King, and I'm just the Flood.
But you know what? You know what you can't stop? You can't stop that flood. You can't stop that water.
You can put some sandbags up, but we coming over.
Oh, you coming.
There you go.
That water is coming.
Yeah. Powerful thing.
Right.
Yeah, flooding is powerful.
Right. Flooding
Most
is powerful.
insurances don't want to cover
I
it.
know it. Y'all, we are back on another Friday. Glad to have you both back in with me. How y'all feeling?
Kamel looked at me just...
Kick it off, my friend.
Yeah, how you
Kick it
feeling,
off, my friend,
Jabba? What you got up?
I'm feeling good. I'm full transparency. I'm feeling renewed. I just left the Mississippi Association of Broadcasters. Shout out to the amazing Amanda Fontaine.
Okay.
And it was a leadership academy in Bay St. Louis. It was beautiful. Got to meet some colleagues, and we discussed some things that are going to make MPB and our entire broadcasting industry that much greater.
Yeah, especially if it's in your head.
Go ahead, Java.
Well, no, but see, that was one of the things that we kind of discussed, getting it out of my head and putting it out there.
Well,
you know?
that's called a meeting, and I'm now talking to the boss.
It's called delegation.
Right, that's what that's called. Well, it sounds like you had a good trip, boss, and we've got
And you
homework
drove
to
in
do.
today?
And I will say that I was talking to Kamel before. I was internally debating, but I think I leaned on my leadership title, quote unquote, and said I need to be here because if you don't know, we recently lost Lacey Alexander, so we're down a person, and Mississippi Antique Showcase is happening. So
that's right.
Most of our building is in Oxford, doing a great thing, but we have a great thing happening here in Jackson, and I needed to be here, a part of it.
Which means he had to peel himself out the bed.
I told Java last week. I said, "You're gonna be here Friday, right?"
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I said, "Right," and he was like, "Yes, I'm gonna be here." I was like, "Yeah, because I need you."
God, that is dedication, my man. That is dedication.
I love these people around here.
I hope MPB and the listeners appreciate you.
Right, Kamel, what you got up?
Oh, man, just kicking it this weekend.
Yeah.
Next week, headed to the Blues Music Awards for the first time. Very excited about that.
Okay.
Time for Emerald Tiger to have its coming out show in the blues world.
Yes.
We're not going to stay a blues booking agency and management, but, that's where mainly our artists are right now.
That's a good foundation for the state, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's our vein.
That's
for
our
sure.
vein.
Yeah, that's our vein.
We've got a table. I'll go in Wednesday for the Hall of Fame induction.
Okay.
And then the Blues Music Awards, and then I'm on the board now, so I'll have my first board meeting with the Blues Foundation on
Look at
Friday.
you.
So we just
getting
grinding.
sewed in.
We grinding.
You get sewed in. I love it.
Shout out to the Blues Foundation.
I love it. Yeah, shout out Blues Foundation. And listen,
Jermaine, what you got going on?
Yeah.
I'm about to tell you.
Okay, all right.
Like, if you a shut up. That's what. Don't say that to your boss.
I'm about to tell you. What I've got going on this weekend, of course, is the Mississippi Antique Showcase in Oxford.
Bam,
That's what's happening around my neck of the woods.
That's going to be so good.
That's what's happening around my neck of the woods. If you'd like to meet me out there, you can beat me out there. How about that? May 2nd and the 3rd at the Inn at Old Miss. That's 120 Alumni Drive at University, Mississippi. They say University, Mississippi. It's Oxford.
But also, it is like University, Mississippi, because
it's a university there.
It's its own.
If Old Miss was not there, I don't know what Oxford would be.
Right.
Don't you ever let anyone from Oxford hear you say that.
Listen, if you've been to an antique sale or an estate sale, or you went to
a rummage sale,
the Goodwill, a garage sale, a yard sale, bring one of those items that you think could be worth something, because it just may be to the Inn at Old Miss for professional appraisal and the chance to be featured alongside me on the Mississippi Antique Showcase. So if you'd like to watch that show, especially if you'd like to see what everybody's got and how much money they possibly are going to get, you come out there and you can see how much money you can get, or you could just come out there and be a spectator. So there's spectator tickets as well as appraisal tickets. Antique geeks enthusiasts are invited to bring those treasures, even cars. Like we've got cars coming in to the inn May 2nd at 1 p.m. or Saturday, May 3rd at 10 a.m. I think you should get there a little earlier, May 2nd. Today, get there about 12. Don't try to take that 1 p.m. time. And then tomorrow, get there about 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. if you would like a professional appraisal. But you can learn more and reserve an appraisal time at mpbonline.org. Hit that television tab and it'll take you right there. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. It's the Mississippi Antique Showcase Oxford.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited about that.
Man, I love that kind of stuff.
I'm excited about that. Okay, so my boss had to take a quick break, but I'm going to ask you this, Kamel. Do you know what May 4th is? Not here in the state, but just in the nation. It's a big day for a lot of people.
May 4th?
I know.
I don't know.
Tell him, Java, what's May 4th?
Dun, 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 dun. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with
Wow.
you. So on the 4th, Star Wars fans, this is their holiday.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it, Java?
They go all out. They
Do
go
they?
all out.
Somebody get Kevin Farrell in here immediately. No, Blaine.
School us,
Because
Kevin.
he is a Star Wars fan. But May 4th, May 4th is the Star Wars holiday, I guess, because they want to say May the 4th be with you instead of the Force be with you. But the Force Awakens in downtown Hattiesburg. You can join the lightsaber meetup at the Hattiesburg Pocket Museum Sunday, May 4th, 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. They're calling all Jedi, Sith Lords, smugglers, rebels, and droids to gather for an intergalactic celebration like none other.
I
That's
knew
you.
about what 2 of those things were. Maybe about 2.
This is a celebration that's going to be strong with the Force. Don your best robes, helmets, or bounty hunter gear for an epic costume contest where the top 2 adults and children's costumes will be honored as champions of the galaxy. And you can enjoy an array of Star Wars-inspired festivities, including themed drinks, Tatooine, Kevin, and the dark side from non-alcoholic Jedi juice to Cantina-style cocktails for the 21-plus rebels. There will be food offerings, Star Wars bingo, face painting to transform Padawans, is that right, Kevin? Into heroes or villains. Kevin's like Jermaine, because I'm calling my name. And intergalactic games and Star Wars-themed fun for all ages. Make sure you get out there, bring your lightsaber, and gather your Rebel Alliance or Sith Squad, and prepare to party like it's the Clone Wars.
I don't know about any of that.
So to couple with that, there's another event that's happening in Jackson. It's the Star Wars Night at Fondren Yard, Sunday, May 4th, 7 p.m. Join them on the yard for a unique violin performance featuring lightsaber lady Sarah Walker and participate.
You say lightsaber lady?
That was improvisation right there.
Oh, but featuring lightsaber bows. Now that's going to be cool because they're going to be playing the violins and their bows are going to be lightsabers. Now that's going to be cool.
That's right, Java.
That is going to be very cool. Sarah Walker Studio. Shout out to Sarah Walker Studios.
Gotta get out of here.
Jermaine.
With the movie screening on the Jumbotron.
Participate in a Star Wars contest. Okay, let me tell you what happened. Because I'm crying.
Run it down.
Whoever that lightsaber lady is upset with you right now because you watered her down.
I am crying. When I printed this
lightsaber lady.
When I printed this event, it cut off the edge of the table.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Shout out to Marissa for having the right graphic.
Jeez. Woo! Okay, let's get on with this.
Great save, not so great.
Okay. Do you know what the 5th is, Kamel? You know what May 5th brings?
What other Geek Squad thing is this?
No, this is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah. course I know what that is.
Okay, everybody, calm down.
Well versed in Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo weekend, though, at Sombra. It's a 4-day fiesta, May 2nd through the 5th.
Tequila.
In Ridgeland, Mississippi, packed with live music, drink specials, and a whole lot of fun. It's kicking off featuring $2 drinks, and you can enjoy $7 drinks as well. Live music lineup includes Scott Strickland, Carlos, and Cucho. That's what it says. And Traveling Jane Duo. Whether you're here for the tacos or the tunes, it's going to be a weekend to remember.
Get there early.
And finally, around your neck of
And
the
maybe
woods.
you'll see the lightsaber lady.
That lady.
That lady.
Felder is speaking again May 10th at 10 a.m. at the Hitching Lot Farmers Market in Columbus, Mississippi. If you like Felder, head out to the Hitching Lot. You got questions about those plants. If you've got a black thumb and not a green one, you need Felder rushing. And he'll be at the Hitching Farmers Lot, at the Hitching Lot Farmers Market in Columbus, Mississippi. You know what? It's time for a break. And when we come back, we are going to be getting into the special announcement coming straight from the National Folk Festival Camp. You're listening to Next Stop Mississippi on MPB Think Radio. Hey, that is how we are starting this segment. You hear me? Thabi, I saw you. I saw you, Thabi.
Did you see me?
Yes.
Hey.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to go ahead and get into this final stop of the day. It's a special announcement coming in from the National Folk Festival. Who you heard, though, was the iconic group from the 90s, no other than EU, one of my favorite selections ever. When you go out, to the club or something, you always hear it. Doesn't matter what decade after it came out, it's going to play. And I am so excited to have in who I just spoke to, local festival manager Thabi Moyo and the National Council for the Traditional Arts Executive Director Blaine Wade. They are in the car with me today.
We are.
Because they've got so many announcements coming out of the National Folk Festival Camp when it deals with artists. And the first one.
Yes.
I gotta just jump into it because I had to play it. It's EU featuring Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
What a get.
I am over the moon about
Oh
EU coming.
my gosh.
Because of my Howard connection, I'm a Bison, and so I was in D.C. steeped in the go-go culture, and I just am, even in the programming committees, I was just, like, everybody, please pick a U.
If I wasn't involved with MPB and knowing I'm going to the National Folk Festival on behalf of the agency, you've got me.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? You've got me, and I'm so excited to have y'all. Okay, I just want to introduce y'all both back. Y'all are like family now. Hey,
Yes.
Blaine, where you been?
I've been working and getting ready for the festival, making lots of trips to Jackson, talking about great groups like EU. But thank you for having us back, Jermaine.
Okay, I'm glad to have you back. So now you're becoming a true Jacksonite. Is that a real word, Thabi?
Jacksonian.
Okay, that's right.
You got
Sorry,
it.
I got the wrong word.
Jacksonite, Jacksonian.
It's
It
kind
can work.
It's
It can
kind of
work.
cute too. Okay, have you become a true Jacksonian?
I think I'm
Blaine?
getting there. I got my favorite coffee shops. I got my favorite restaurants.
Oh, you know where you're at.
I am in and out of town a lot. It's always a great place to be. The people are so hospitable. The food's
Yeah.
great. The weather's great. I love being here.
It gives you a good feel of what the state, gives to everybody. here. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
It's a good feel about that.
Every trip's a great time.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into this
it.
special announcement. Thabi, Blaine, set up the special announcement a little bit, and then I'll dive in with y'all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Blaine, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we've been talking about the National Folk Festival a lot. I think this is my third time to come on Next Stop. Always appreciate the opportunity. But this announcement that we're just rolling out is always one of the most special ones. It's the first chance to give the public, they hear the festival's coming. Well, what's that going to be like? They hear it's free. It's 6 stages. It's all downtown. But what am I going to experience? Is this going to be a good time?
Yeah.
So it's always such an important opportunity to roll out these first artists and show that no matter who you are, what kind of music you like, what you like to dance to, there's going to be something for you at the National Folk Festival. It's the first chance to say to everybody, look, the world is coming to Jackson. No matter who you are, there is something for you. So it's a really exciting moment for us.
So this is the first 8. This is not the final 8.
No,
They are
just the
so
first.
many more acts that are being added. added, but this is the first 8 announcement. So let's jump right into it a little bit. Okay, first up, after, of course, EU, we've got Dale and Bradley coming all the way from Kentucky with bluegrass. Talk a little bit about that.
So Dale Ann Bradley, it's fair to say, is probably the greatest living female vocalist in bluegrass today. She hails from the mountains in eastern Kentucky, grew up in a deeply religious festival, real sort of traditional religious, no running water, no electricity in her home, no music. But she grew up singing in the church, developed a real love for bluegrass, and she is now a 6-time winner of Female Vocalist of the Year from the International Bluegrass Music Association. That's like the Grammys of bluegrass, IBMA. And so she is known for just having one of those voices that really speaks to your soul, comes straight out of the holler where she grew up. And she's really going to move people with her beautiful singing, just real down to earth, deeply rooted in the tradition.
That's right. I love that. And bluegrass is something that we do here on MPB Think Radio with our very own Bill Ellison. He hosts that beautiful show that we've got on Grassroots. And we love that. And of course, that is going to be a definite staple here. All right. So into number 2, we'll get back to EU because I've got a quiz for Thabi.
I'm excited.
When we talk about EU. But let's get into number 2. We've got Eileen Ivers. Eileen Ivers, all the way in from Bronx, New York, bringing in what genre?
She is probably one of the preeminent Irish fiddlers here in America today. She grew up in an Irish-American family in the Bronx, a strong Irish-American community there. Her family had migrated over from County Mayo in Ireland, and she grew up learning at the feet from, which a lot of the artists we work with, that's what we like to say, from a master artist. And this was Martin Mulvihill, and couldn't have learned from somebody better, just that sitting at his knee, learning traditional Irish music and fiddle tunes. And from that background, she went on to win over 30 All-Ireland titles, competing across the Atlantic Ocean. And today she's a groundbreaking artist, taking the tradition in all kinds of directions. But what she's going to be doing at the festival is bringing a deeply traditional Irish ensemble, playing sets, reels, tunes, hopefully have some Irish step dance. And
I felt like Irish step dancing when I listened. Like my feet were moving underneath the desk.
She is high energy. She is an entertainer at her core.
I see. Everybody, you better bring out your kilts.
Bring out your dancing shoes.
Bring your kilts. It's going to be a time with Eileen Ivers. Okay, let's get into what we know here, of course. It's very much sewn into our culture here in Mississippi. It's the blues.
It is.
And our next artist that is being announced is John Primer and the Real Deal Blues Band, hailing all the way from our sister city, one of our sister cities, Chicago, Illinois.
And what's so cool about John Primer coming here is this is a homecoming for him.
Of course.
He grew up in Camden in Madison County. His mom headed north when he was still a young kid. He couldn't go until he was 18, but he grew up playing the diddley bow, a broom wire strung on his grandparents' porch. When he hit 18, he headed north, started playing on Maxwell Street, started backing up Junior Wells, people like that, hit the road with the great Willie Dixon, and ended up joining Muddy Waters' band. He was Muddy Waters' last band leader in the last iteration of his band. Since then, he's been out on his own, helped develop the Chicago blues style, this particular driving rhythm at the core of the music. And he's just been out there and doing this for over 30 years on his own. He's played with so many greats, but he's just released an album called Grown in Mississippi. All kinds of Mississippi artists like Bobby Rush make guest appearances. So this is a real homecoming for a guy who grew up just a stone's throw from Jackson.
I love it. I love this. And of course, that's definitely a hometown or a home state favorite here. Let's deter a little bit from the artist announcement because I gotta keep people wanting more. But I want to talk about the festival itself. We have got we're talking about 60 to 80,000 people that are going to be drawn into the capital city to view some of these artists, to view some of the things that are going down. I looked at some of those photos. They are beautiful. There is boat making. There is harmonica classes. They are teaching rodeo stuff. I mean, we talked about the word earlier today. It's a lanyap.
That's great. It's a good word.
Of choices.
Yeah, something for everybody.
Yeah. Let's discuss some of what they can expect outside of the musical performers.
Yeah.
What you got? What you thinking, Thabi?
Well, what I'm most excited about is a lot of what we're still looking for is the vendors at the marketplace and the food vendors and experiencing the culture through those particular places,
right?
But also the dance tent, and the artists that'll get programmed there. But we're still doing a lot of plugging in. So I'll let Blaine talk a little bit more about what they're thinking from the NCTA side as far as it comes with programming. One other thing that I'll mention is the Mississippi Arts Commission is working on the Mississippi Folklife area, and working with Maria over at the Mississippi Arts Commission is really exciting because that's a chance for us to see those recognizable names from Mississippi. So I'm really excited about Mississippi Folklife area and all that we'll get to celebrate on that stage and in that area.
Yeah, it's going to be a learning opportunity for sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll build on the idea of a learning opportunity. There's also the festival's family area. There'll be a performance stage. We're working with the Children's Museum on that. They've been a great lead on this, but MPB is on board for that as well.
We are here.
We've got the Max, we've got the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, as well as the Medgar and Murley Evers Home is the National Park Service partner on this. It's going to be a place where kids can come, do different make and take activities, hands-on, tactile things that are also culturally enriching, educational. There'll be a performance stage that really emphasizes participatory, getting kids up and moving and trying their own hands. That's where the photo of the harmonica class you mentioned was from. It's one of our family area activities at past festivals. And so it's really a family-friendly event, something for everyone. We're going to have, as Thabi said, the dance pavilion. People can come, get down to EU. Some of the other artists we're going to talk about, parades to kick off the festival. So no matter who you are and what you're interested in, there's something for you at this festival, and it's all free.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think about when I think about this festival is in downtown Jackson, and we don't get a chance to do enough stuff in downtown,
You're right about that.
in our capital city. So it's just a chance to experience something really rich and culturally rich in our downtown. And I think that in itself will, give children who are coming for the first time those core memories that you think about and that will be nostalgic to them, for years to come. So
I love it. Blaine, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you feel, and this is me deterring a little bit, because when you talk about bringing all these groups together, the Choctaws, you've got blues, you've got, all the way from all kind of cultures, how does that impact you on a daily basis as the NCTA executive director? Your world just opens up every single day. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's what I love most about the job is the artists we get to meet and work with. The relationships, the NCTA, we're an organization that's been around for over 90 years.
Yeah.
I've been with the organization 12 years. You come into any position like that, and part of your job is to steward existing relationships.
Yeah.
And to be able to have those passed on to you and develop those connections with the artists, to reach out to them, to interact with those folks on a daily basis. And those bonds, and then to work with people from such different backgrounds. It's such a positive and uplifting way to sort of go through your day and to interact with people who are different than you and learn from them, and just to understand we can all go through the world together with mutual respect and understanding and celebrating both what we have in common, but also appreciating what's different about each of us.
Come on, Blaine, bridging the gaps with the NCTA, reaching across the aisles and having everybody come together and reach hands together is definitely what I feel like the National Folk Festival at its core is. And I cannot wait to experience this.
I feel the exact same way.
I'm so excited. Okay, let's get into some more artist announcements. So next up, hailing from New York. I know I didn't say it in their accent, but I tried. You did. New York. It's Los Ricos featuring Sonia and Ishmael. Yes. Okay.
All right. So folks are just going to be blown away. This is a dazzling, eye-catching group. They come out of the flamenco tradition, one of the signature artistic traditions coming out of Spain. It brings together Islamic, Jewish, and what you would call Gypsy or Gitano influences. They are both deeply rooted in the tradition. Sonia grew up learning from old flamenco records she would listen to with her father, and then did deep dives and went into different schools. She is an amazingly expressive, graceful, and powerful dancer. Ishmael is from La Familia Fernandez.
Okay.
It's a family with a deep tradition of being amazing flamenco singers. He's won national competitions. He will just blow your hair off your head once he opens his
Cut
mouth.
a rug is an understatement.
But they are life partners as well as artistic partners. They are an amazing flamenco. They'll be a trio. They'll have another artist with them. But it's probably something that doesn't come through Mississippi a lot. So I think it embodies another real important part of the festival is introducing people to things they wouldn't experience if this festival wasn't coming to Jackson.
As close as I've gotten is Dancing with the Stars. That's
Yes,
as
exactly.
close as I've gotten. But I know they about to light that stage on fire.
They are gonna people are gonna walk away from seeing them perform and be absolutely amazed.
And then you're going to be praying for the dancer who gets thrown around. That's the one you're like, don't drop her. Don't drop her. Okay. Also on the special announcement roster, and I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this one, Blaine. Okay. Riaz Kawali.
Very close. Riaz Kavali.
Kavali. Okay, I'm just pronouncing those W's wrong. Okay,
No,
Kavali.
Great. It's all good. They are. They come out of the Qawwali tradition, which comes out of the Sufi, is the mystical tradition within Islam. It's a tradition based on improvised sung poetry, but it has as the sort of the foundation of the music is hand clapping, call and response singing, and percussion, all building an intensity that within cultural communities is supposed to lead to sort of a direct experience of the divine, sort of ecstatic trance-based experiences. But it's a tradition found across South Asia. This is one of the preeminent Qawwali groups in the U.S., and they really are all about celebrating the plurality within this tradition, both South Asian countries, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, as well as the different religious faiths and languages. And that's part of what they want to do to increase understanding and respect for Islam. But they're also about highlighting their background. They're all Americans. They met at the University of Texas.
I was about to say, they're hailing from Houston.
Yep, they met in Texas, and they're from Houston. They're from Austin. They went to the University of Texas where they met. So it's about bringing their hybrid identities together and all building towards a greater understanding. So that in so many ways, they embody what the festival's about.
Come on, I love that. Okay, you are going to be amazed by that, and I know I will too. And then New York is the place that we're staying at for a little bit. In Rochester, per se.
Yep.
Sacred Steel Guitar,
Yes.
coming from the Campbell Brothers.
Campbell Brothers.
Let me know about these
All right,
brothers.
so Sacred Steel Guitar is a really distinctive tradition. Nobody really knew about it until about 30 years ago.
That's not a sitar, is it?
No, it's a pedal steel or a lap steel guitar.
Okay.
So what happened is there was a craze for Hawaiian steel guitar in the 1930s. A couple of brothers out of Philadelphia, Willie and Truman Eason, picked it up. They grew up in the House of God Church, the King's Dominion and the Jewel Dominion Church, and they brought it into the church, and the pedal steel and the lap steel became really prominent. And what was interesting, so the name Sacred Steel comes from the steel bar used to slide over the strings on a pedal steel or a lap steel. And the way it was adopted into the church was to really replicate how the voice sounds, the different pitches of the voice on the instrument. The Campbell brothers grew up in this tradition. They went to House of God churches up outside of Rochester, New York. Their dad was a bishop. The group is led by Chuck Campbell, who is an NEA National Heritage Fellow, one of the highest tradition of folk and traditional artists can get here in the United States. He has been an absolute innovator on the instrument, on techniques of playing it. He's taught generations how to play. He's joined into the band by his brother Phil, and Phil's son on Phil on guitar, and Phil's son Carlton on drums. So it's a true family affair, and they are one of the best Sacred Steel groups. So it's a gospel tradition with touches of blues and rock and funk, and they're going to get people up and moving.
Yeah, they sound amazing.
I didn't know about this steel guitar incorporation in Hawaii. Now you've got me intrigued, because is that the sound that I know that I usually hear now from Hawaii?
Yeah, it's
aside from the ukulele sound.
Yeah, it's very prominent in Hawaiian music. There was a craze for it in the 30s. It hit all kinds of different cultural traditions, and it got brought into African-American holiness and Pentecostal churches through these two brothers in Philadelphia. It is a fascinating story.
That is fascinating. Blaine needs to do story hour.
Sounds like it. I'll be listening. Yeah.
He's great. He's great at it. Okay, Thabi, before we get into our final two artists, One of those we've already touched. Let everybody know where they can get more information if they'd like to be a food vendor, snacks, other dishes.
Sure.
Where can they go?
Yeah, so right now, everything's full steam ahead, and we're looking for our food and marketplace vendors. So applications are open for that. They can go to nationalfolkfestival.com to apply there. And then just to know, the deadline is May 19th. So, but all the information is at nationalfolkfestival.com. They can go there for more information. But we're also, the other thing that I want to mention while we're on, our volunteers. We're going to start looking for volunteers. This festival takes about 800 to 1,000 volunteers to make, it's super successful. And so we'll be calling out for those. But at the present moment, you can still go to nationalfolkfestival.com to sign up there and to let us know that you're interested. And then we'll be bringing a couple of additional team members on, and they'll be reaching out and starting to, get folks educated and engaged across the community. So, yeah.
And if you want to wet your whistle before November, you can. Folk After 5.
You can come join us at Folk After 5, which is becoming a thing. I love it. It's a super low stakes way just to get involved, community involved, to learn the folks who are working behind the festival to make it all happen. But if you're interested in learning more and talking to the folks that are a part of it, you can come to Howlin' Miles on the first Thursday of the month from 6 to 8. We'll be there, sipping on drinks and talking about folk music and just enjoying each other's company. But and listening to DJ Java sprinkle folk music in throughout the night. But it's really a cool space just to learn more about the folk festival and what we're doing, this really exciting project that we're bringing to the city. So, Folk
I
After
love
5.
that. I love that. Okay, let's get into those final two artists. Drum roll. All right, first up is the one that you heard on the intro, none other than my favorite. Go-Go is the genre. EU featuring Sugar Bear is the band, hailing from Washington, D.C. I'll give you a little taste. For over half a century, commonly known as EU, they have been synonymous with funky, quintessential Washington, D.C. dance music known as go-go. Founded and led by frontman and bassist Gregory Sugar Bear Elliott, EU expanded on a style developed by go-go pioneer Chuck Brown, creating a signature sound and helping build go-go into a local institution. Before I ask you this quiz question.
Let's go.
I want everybody to know, I was trying to explain EU and this song. This was and I don't mind saying it, pre-twerk days.
That's a good way to put it.
This was the grandfather
That's hilarious.
of that time.
Yeah.
But here's the quiz. All right. What movie did you hear EU debut on?
I'm going to have to say it was Spike Lee's School Days.
You win. Thabi knows her stuff. So if you want to see, of course, the great EU featuring Sugar Bear, because you know what? Jermaine will be right there at the front stage. Come on out to the National Folk Festival, November 7th through the 9th. Okay, and finally, it's Plena Libre.
Yep.
And I studied that the last time, and I thank you, Blaine. Talk about them hailing all the way from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Sure. So when you're talking about plena music, and that Plena Libre plays plena music, is closely related to something called bamba. You always hear bamba and plena. Bamba was a musical form that developed in the 18th and 19th centuries on sugar plantations there in Puerto Rico. Enslaved African communities would take the rum barrels where sugar was, helped just really fuel the rum industry there, and it was very African-derived percussion. Use these barrels as big drums, and call and response with dancers, with the deeply African-rooted music, highly percussive call and response, singing and dancing. But out of that, as the music migrated into urban settings, especially around Ponce, was the city in Puerto Rico where the music really developed. Plena emerged, taking the roots of bamba, translating it for an urban audience, bringing in some different instrumentation, and especially panderos, these small handheld frame drums. And Plena Libre, I should also say what's really interesting about the music is it's known as the sung newspaper, because it comments on current events, daily news, but also sort of with this touch of political satire of leaders and figures and whatever in the news. So it's how people heard and learned the news through this improvisatory call and response singing. Plena Libre is a group that's been around for 30 years, really revitalized their tradition, but also innovated within it, known for their harmony singing, 3-part harmonies, but also a salsa-like horn section driving the music. This is highly propulsive and it's very African-derived percussion, these barrels as big drums, and call and response with dancers with the deeply African music, highly percussive call and response, singing and dancing. But after that, as the music migrated into urban settings, especially around Ponce, was the city of Puerto Rico where the music really developed, plena emerged, taking the roots of bamba, translating it for an urban audience, bringing some different instrumentation, especially panderos, these small handheld frame drums, and plena. Oh, and I should also say what's really interesting about the music is it's the sung newspaper, because it comments on current events, daily news, but also sort of with this touch of political satire. Leaders and figures that's ever in the news, how people learned the news through this improvisatory call and response game. Plena Libre is a group that's been around for 30 years, really revitalized their tradition, but also innovated within it, known for their harmony singing, three-part harmonies, but also a salsa-like horn section.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. It's Friday.
Come on now, Plena Libre. That's Plena Libre. You were just listening to the National Folk Festival special announcement announcing Plena Libre as one of the artists on the bill for the National Folk Festival in November 7th through the 9th. And also, of course, EU. EU is going to be there, and we'll all be doing the butt.
We will. You shall.
If I take my chances where I get them. You hear me? And before we do that, though, there we go.
Hey!
There it is.
Java the DJ.
Doing the butt. Java was like, sexy. Let me give the audience reference. Before Jermaine gets us all.
Just in case you weren't born on this planet.
Right. Let's give the audience reference. Listen, before we get into that National Folk Festival in November, you know what we got to get to in May?
What?
It's the 2025 Mississippi's Makers Fest.
Hey, what a wonderful event.
Oh my gosh.
Best.
I went
Wonderful
last
event.
year. I had a great time.
Yes.
Hung out, saw none other than Kingfish.
Kingfish, yeah.
Speaking of Kingfish, spoiler alert, if you saw the movie Sinners, which is the #1 box office movie right now, and you make it all the way to the end of that movie, Kingfish is featured in that movie.
And so is Bobby Rush's music.
Bobby Rush is featured. King is actually
a lot of
Mississippi artists.
yeah,
featured.
King is
right.
actually on camera as one of the
nice.
the band members at the end. Yep. And I know Bobby
Nice.
was on soundtrack, but yeah. King is in there. He's
That's
in there.
right.
And so he headlined last year's Mississippi Makers Fest, and this year they're doing it all again. Saturday, May 10th, 10 a.m. at the 2 Mississippi Museums in Jackson. The headliner for this year is country and rock singer, American Idol finalist Colin Stough, who will be joining the show momentarily to talk about his headlining spot at the Mississippi Makers Fest. But in with us right now, I have some special guests that
super special.
I am really, really excited about. First up, I have the artisan, one of the artisans who's featured at Mississippi's Makers Fest.
I don't even think artisan is a good enough word. I don't think that's a good enough word.
Let me turn his statue around.
Interplanetary artisan.
Let me turn this head around for everybody. I don't know if the cameras can get that. But this is one of his pieces that he's done. There they go. Y'all see that? Look at that.
Amazing. Look at that. And when did he say he did that?
1994.
94 he had them skills.
We have got Harold Miller. You will hear me reference him as Uncle Spanky because I do not know him as Harold Miller. He has known me ever since I was a little child.
Yeah.
And of course he's always been just as talented the whole way. And also we've got in with us Mississippi Museum Store Manager Kim Cooper to let us know all about Mississippi Makers Fest. Welcome you both to Next Stop Mississippi.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for having us.
Thank y'all both for coming on. Okay, let's get into it a little bit, Kim, before we start learning all of my back history that Unc is going to tell Kamel, because Kamel's going to ask all these questions. Kim, let everybody know about Makers Fest, the planning. I know y'all are been underway. It's getting crazy. Just tell them what they need to know.
Okay, so Mississippi Makers Fest, you've already given the day and time, May 10th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We focus on all Mississippi-made items, artists, music, food trucks, so come expecting all things Mississippi.
Yeah.
Bring the family out, and it is also Mother's Day weekend, so if y'all need to do some last-minute shopping, come out there. It'll be great.
That's it.
Mr. Miller here will be demonstrating along with a few other artists that we have demonstrating, some glass blowing, jewelry making. So we have some hands-on experiences. If you want to see, maybe I might be interested in this, learning. And then we also are kid-friendly. It's a kid-friendly event. Bring your pets. If you don't have children, your pet is your child. Bring your pets also.
Yeah, they can come. And then it's not only just kid and pet friendly, but it's free.
It is free. Free 99, as they say.
I know that's right.
It's free.
Best price in the world.
Free 99.
You cannot go anywhere else and get as much as you get for free.
No.
Until you hit the Mississippi Makers Fest.
Most certainly.
I mean, performances, including American folk rock band Happy Landing will be there. Blues artist Jamel Richardson will be there. Bluegrass band, the BTJ Trio, which includes Bill Ellison from Mississippi Public Broadcasting. And all four of those acts are Mississippi natives. You get a whole, those four plus Colin.
Yeah.
Plus Colin. Plus, if you have not seen visited the 2 Mississippi museums, it will be open and free.
Right.
What? That comes as a part of it?
Things. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, Ms. Cooper, I've gone to it every year. It just gets better and better. But from the first year, it was great. And while I was with Visit Mississippi, we were all very excited about it. We, support it. But it is really one of the best free events you can come to in the capital city and in Mississippi.
Yeah, we really appreciate the support. Like you said, it's grown every year, so we're excited to see what this year brings for us. Yeah. The only thing that we ask is if you're coming, clear bags.
Make it easy for everybody. Make sure you bring that clear tote
Don't be
bag.
trying to sneak that stuff up in there, y'all.
I've got clear bags on
She said
deck.
clear bags, but AKA security will be enforced.
There you go.
Thank you.
That too. And so in addition to all of that, more than 50 vendors and food trucks will be set up outside the museums during the festival, dedicated to celebrating Mississippi's creativity in its finest forms. All from handcrafted pottery to paintings, handmade woodwork, jewelry, and more will be sold by local vendors. And one of those local vendors in with us right now is none other than Harold Miller, aka Uncle Spanky. I'm so glad you are here on the show with me.
It's good to be here.
I've been waiting for 2.5 years to have you on this show with me, and I'm just excited, very blessed.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here, Unc. Listen, we're going to get into your work. If you don't know about Harold W. Miller, he's an award-winning professional sculptor and arts educator who resides right around the corner from my house. He's been recognized as one of America's best postmodernist African-American sculptors. His unique style is categorized by his ability to brilliantly capture intricate life-like details of his subjects, just like this head. Also there, the one that everybody's looking at, that is one as well. Uncle Spanky, talk about that one.
Jeez,
the one
look
that
at that.
that was before. That was before.
Oh, that was the Alice Clark piece I was commissioned to do, and it was it's in the Smith Robertson Museum now.
Okay.
And it was it's clay, fired clay.
Okay.
Yeah, and finished in acrylic.
Okay. Okay. So that one, of course, is on display at the 2 Mississippi museums, right?
No, it's at the Smith Robertson.
This is Smith Robertson.
Yes,
Okay. That's at Smith Robertson. But yeah, Uncle Spanky, he does all of that unique work to really get into that piece. I'll talk about your work. I'll let Kamel and them interview you.
The work is made from clay.
Yeah.
And it's fired in the kiln, and my subject matter is generally from cultural memories, the Southern Black memories, and spiritual. It's a lot of it is religious, and some of it is. I do juke joint scenes. I like doing both those two things, the juke joint scenes and the church scenes, because there's a high emotion in both places, and try to capture those moments. That piece and the piece is on the counter. It's called Going to Chicago. The piece was it represents the Great Migration. The Great Migration when African Americans was leaving the South, going north. A lot of uncertainty there, but they was just looking for something better, and I try to show that in that piece.
Yeah.
So it's all based on black culture, basically.
Wow.
I try to reach back and get something from the ancestors that kind of keep me going on that. Yeah.
Wow.
So the pieces, if you have to be, if you're in that piece, you got all you got in the piece, your viewers will know that. And you definitely can't. That's something you can't disguise.
You're right.
You can't disguise that. So you have to put it all in the piece. So, like I said, when I'm working, it's a special place. It's a spiritual place for me. And so,
most certainly.
Yeah.
I enjoy that part of it. It's, it's a lifeline.
Yeah.
Well, the first two things I said to you when you came through the door was, one, to back up what you said about being all in. I said, this piece is like a soul resides in it. So, I mean, you did put life into it.
Right.
And the other thing was, what planet are you from? Because you cannot be from Earth and do what you do. So where did your muse come from? When did you find out you had this talent and ability?
Ever since I can remember. I've been an artist ever since I can remember.
Really?
Yeah, I've always been an artist. It's an assignment, and
Yes.
it's an assignment. When I'm not doing this, I'm not in that special place. So, and like I say, it's a happy place I like to be in.
Yeah.
And it's a spiritual place. So
I love it.
I enjoy it. It's to take a block of clay and then come up with a form. That magical moment is, and then if somebody like it besides you, it makes it very special. And then if a group of people like it besides you, it makes it very special.
Self-trained or classically trained or both?
Both. I think all artists are self-trained.
Yeah.
I think that your basics, technical skills are put there, but after that, to find your own voice, you got to find it. You have to train yourself to find the voice and your style that you want.
Wow.
And at that point, people will know.
Yeah.
One thing about it, you can't fool your viewers. And your viewers will know if your spirit is in the piece
Or not.
And so that magical moment, like I said, you're taking a block of form, and then you come up with a form, and you hope it emotionally get an emotional response from another human being.
Right. Now, you've got on a piece right now that you're wearing that you created. On your neck, and I've brought in, and the camera can see, I've brought in some of his other necklaces as well that I've gotten over the years.
Amazing.
Different faces, the fist, the chain, the unchained fist.
It's yes.
What'd you say? Ain't no Walmart gift cards for Christmas. I got you a necklace.
So, at the Mississippi Makers Fest, they can get everything from pieces that are this small to pieces that are this large, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that's what you can expect.
Amazing, sir.
Out of my Uncle Spanky. That's my Uncle Spanky.
Say his real name, because they ain't gonna be able to find him if they look up Uncle Spanky on Google.
Look for the sign that says Harold Miller, and then in small print underneath it's gonna say AKA Uncle Spanky.
Ain't he the coolest dude on the planet? Check him out.
You've got a website, right? What's that website?
HaroldWMiller.com.
HaroldWMiller.
Don't go to UncleSpanky.com. You're not going to get to him.
Look, in the building with us right now, we have got headliner of the Mississippi Makers Fest.
Walked in like a star.
None other than American Idol. He stays star. This is my friend. This is my friend. We've met him already once before. He's back on the show with us. But Colin Stough is in the building with us. Colin, welcome to Next Stop Mississippi in person.
Man.
In person again.
I know. It's awesome to be back, and I love doing this stuff, especially in Mississippi. It's home.
Yeah.
And, pumped about playing the festival. That's kind of one of our first shows, get on the road and coming and playing after kind of putting this album together. So it's going good.
Talk about the album.
Yeah.
I've got that artwork
How's
too.
that been?
Let's talk about that.
It's been hectic, but it's been wide open.
Looking for home.
No, that was
the other one.
That was the last one.
That was the last one. What's our new one?
We're starting a new one. I don't know what it's called.
Okay,
yet.
That's right.
But we just dropped the first single last night, White Trash.
Love
it. We've been in Nashville writing and been in Muscle Shoals cutting.
Yeah. All right.
And it's just me and my team. We finally got dialed in.
Yeah.
And
Colin, let me tell you something. From the last time we saw you to this time, I want you to know your accent's gotten a little thinner.
Oh, I know. So
Goodness gracious, you're turning into a Yankee on us.
No. It's just, I actually, I had to do something about it because, when you go up, like we did, I think 18 days with a group called the Outlaws up north, and like New York, Maine and stuff like that, and you can't, they don't understand you.
They're like, what the you saying?
And I went in. They had this one livestock store, and I went in looking for a bit. And she was like, "Huh?
She didn't know what he is.
I was like, "Yeah, never mind.
We'll write it down for you, ma'am."
Colin, I mean, you've been all over the place. We've got upcoming tour dates that are hitting aside from the Mississippi's Makers Fest. We had that up there as well, and he has been dubbed the Brad Pitt of country music by Katy Perry.
All right.
He's the Brad Pitt. He's a horse-loving, motorcycle-riding man.
Something like that.
I love it.
Oh, Jesus, too.
Hey.
That's my
He
man.
does. He
There
does.
we go.
Hey, whenever I was
Right there with you, brother.
I was thinking 2 or 3 days ago, and we were just talking about music and stuff like that, and I told somebody, I was like, kind of the only really thing I really love in life is music and Jesus, because that's the only two that saved my life. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Java, what you thinking over there?
Oh no, I was I have to be me at all times, and I was previewing this new single that we're gonna play toward the end of the show, and just the first couple lines, I went to jail on Sunday, and it's speaking to me.
That's how Java used to live, baby.
Java never went to jail on a Sunday.
That's how Java used to live before he settled down.
Sunday.
The kids changed Java.
But see, here's the thing. See, Colin Stough, you may look at him on the outside and then look at me, and you say, well, I don't know how that relation's gonna relate, but just listen to the first couple lyrics of the song, I can feel it. It's relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love it.
That's like when we go in and we write and stuff like that. I don't ever write something that ain't never happened in my life.
Right,
I can't do that. Everything's based off a story. And sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I love it. I love it.
Right. And
But
all
then they
artists,
got
did y'all
that
hear
feeling behind it,
right.
though.
Yeah.
All artists, did y'all hear that line? He said, "Yeah, me and my team are now dialed in."
They dialed in.
That means
they working together.
We've broken through.
Click clacking.
I texted him yesterday right before the single dropped, and I told him, I said, y'all better strap in. I was like, we finna.
It's on.
We finna go.
It's
Colin,
on.
let's
That's
go
right.
to the website a little bit. What's your website? I do have your merch up there. I have a picture of your merch, but what's your website?
It's officialcolinstough.com.
Okay.
I think.
That's where you can get. Just put in Colin, and you'll find his website like I did with his cowpoke hat on. Yep. I like his merch.
Yeah.
So if you need more information about Colin, go there. But you can actually see him in person. You're gonna put on a show May 10th, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna put on a show.
Come on now.
If you need more information about the Mississippi Makers Fest, visit msmakersfest.mdah.ms.gov. Here's a little taste of Colin Stough. I thank you all for joining us today on Next Stop Mississippi. Join us next week for more. Thank you so much. You're listening to MPB Think Radio.
I got let out on a Monday. Yeah, I was a little late to work. Yeah, I gave